this time I did get up inside the dome. In July it was shut. This is the top of the Reichstag. The very, very, very top.
I've got a way to go to get to the top.
Oh, okay. Okay, a wee bit more to go to the top. You don't know what you do if you want to bail. Don't you just decide you don't want to walk right to the top? I think that's a hyperbolic paraboloid over there. A white roof. See the white roof? I think it's a hyperbolic paraboloid. You're impressed I know things like that?
I'm always impressed.
Okay. Alexander Platz from transmitter masts over there. So we're that way.
Wenn der Kollege kommt, geht nach Ghana. Al-Kuzi, wenn kommt.
Driving gate's just down there. That's good. I missed a bit. The Queen guys missed a bit right there.
Oh, stop it.
Actually, they missed the same bit there. Hey, I'm not as impressed with those cleaning guys as you were. No, but they've obviously, you can see where the squeegee's been. Anyway, it's just 9 in the morning and there's nobody here. Well, apart from those guys.
Which is 8 o'clock real time for us.
Okay, but here it's 0900. So there's nobody here. You can walk straight through the Brandenburg Gate like a king.
Absolutely, if you go through the middle one.
You're a king.
Although I don't know how you get across it. It's
Uh,
over there.
yeah. So let's crock it and go kingly. I mean, the rather less savoury people went through the middle of it. Well, we're not mentioning him. Green man. With the wee hat on. Allegedly, if you go through this bit in the middle, you're a king. Actually, I might have got the causation the wrong way around.
Yep.
If you're a king, you can go through the middle bit. Ha! We just did it anyway, so ha ha ha!
One of the locals told us yesterday.
Okay, you haven't got a microphone. I've got a microphone if you want another microphone, but I didn't bring, you know.
No, I'm just saying, it was one of the locals.
One of the local yokels. Anyway, time to go for coffee and possibly a cheese toastie. If they do such. This is much nicer. If you're here later, it's jumping with people.
Yeah.
And buskers and other such horrible things. Oh, that's French embassy. And that's a Yankee embassy, which is less fortified than I would have expected a Yankee embassy to be. So this was a checkpoint where you would cross from the east to the west, or if you were from the east you didn't, and it means Gate of Tears or something. So let's go and have a wee look. So this is the suitcase that a kid took with him when he escaped from the east in 1960, and he took Emil and the Detective by Kastner. Disney made a movie, but the other thing about Eric Kastner was he wasn't hugely popular with the National Socialists, but he sort of wrote the script for Baron Munchausen, the Doofa version of it. Doofa version. Goebbels probably, well, people think Goebbels probably knew, but Goebbels was turning a blind eye to it because Kastner wrote a great script for the film. This lady wanted to go on a trip to Sweden. She wasn't allowed, so she decided she was going to boost and skate through Friedrichstrasse station, which is just over there. Well, this is really good. This shows you newsreel from the east and newsreel from the west, and it shows the same events from each point of view. So that's an East German one. And this is the West German one. This is a model showing Friedrichstrasse station and the building I'm actually in now, which is there. This will be the east, partly because that building's there and partly because there's model Trabis. And you had to go in there if you wanted to go across the west. Then this Friedrichstrasse station. And I'm guessing this is in the west because there's VW combis along at that end. So that's the Tränenpalast museum. It was a checkpoint on the wall. So this was I'm in the east, and people from the east would have to go through there and explain what they were doing and do lots of paperwork and wait about for ages before they get through to the west. That's Friedrichstrasse station, which was where they went through in the west. It's really great. We were in there for well over an hour. There's lots of things to see and read and lots of pictures. It's a really great wee museum. It's not toty, but definitely worth the trip. This is Topography of Terror. It's a museum about the SS and the Gestapo, and this is the headquarters of the SS and the Gestapo, at least it was. It got demolished. But the site was the headquarters of the SS and Gestapo. So let's have a look at this. So this is a model from Berlin from 1939. So Brandenburg Gate's there. And at that time, it seems to have been on Hermann Göringstrasse, which it's not anymore. This here's where the Holocaust Monument is, and that's all flats. And the Führer bunker's over this area somewhere. So the Führer bunker was not far from the Brandenburg Gate. That's the French embassy, and it still is. That's the American embassy, and it still is. That's the UK embassy, and I don't think that's still the case. And we're up here. No, on the red dot, probably. I'm just reading about some of the events of 1933, and at least two of them are the exact opposite of what they say. One of them is where communists and enemies of the state are taken in protective custody. They didn't really protect them. And another one was in 7th of April. 7th of April? Yeah. Law for the Restoration of Professional Civil Service, which again did the exact opposite of what it said. What it actually did was it meant that Jewish people weren't allowed to work in the state service, so it didn't make it more professional, if anything, made it less professional probably. But there we go. Government's saying the opposite of what they're going to do. So this is opponents of the regime being held in custody. This is opponents of the regime being held in custody in 1933, probably in the building that was on this site. This bit here surprised me. It surprised me because I didn't know Dachau dated back to 1933. This is a special exhibition about Reinhard Heydrich. And he brought this member than the other ones did. Because Heydrich was an educated person. And yet he still managed to do all this kind of thing. Luckily when he was shot they didn't have antibiotics. And the horsehair in his car seat killed him. And not fast. I did used to have a bit of Berlin. When I was in London years ago, when it came down, a friend came over to Berlin to do something, some sort of science thing, and she brought us back some wee chunks of the wall. That was 30 years ago, so I don't know where they are now. So here it is, a bit of the Berlin Wall I came all this way to see. Madness! One step beyond! That looked like a lot of Trabis, didn't it? That wasn't a lot of Trabis. This is a lot of Trabis. The other day I was saying how there isn't much Nazi stuff left. There's this one. This is the Air Ministry. This was Göring's Air Ministry. So, see what it says park in up there? And there are pylons coming out. There's a guy on a swing. Faraway pylon has a guy on a swing. There's also that wee walkway. There's people coming out on the walkway, but there's somebody on a swing. There's two people on swings. It's the Golden Lizzie. Now, I thought there were tunnels to get across to it. I'm not seeing tunnels. We could walk around and see if we find a tunnel. You can definitely get there. But I'm not seeing tunnels. Well, I was going to say this is the Golden Lizzie looking down at the Brandenburg Gate, and then I noticed there's some temporary fencing and a forklift truck in the way. So these tunnels are really clean and they don't smell of pee-pee, which is a new thing for pedestrian tunnels in my experience, because usually they smell of pee-pee. You know, sometimes you just come across a thing that just looks weird. Well, right beside the Marienkirche and the big tower thing, there's this fountain, and it's got a crocodile and a turtle and a snake. There's a seal around the other side, and then down at the bottom there's a lizard, and kind of that guy on the left he's got swan feet. The guy with slightly bug-eyed look, he's got swan feet. So there's a guy beyond him. She's got apples. And there's a seal. So I have no idea what the heck that is, and there's the big tower. Yeah. Okay, that's just a weird fecker of a fountain. Don't see anything explaining what the heck it's for. I mean, here's a goat. So, yeah. And there's some sort of fishtail down there. It's just a weird bugger of a fountain.